Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be showing you the Supreme Arena defenses I've come up with for this week, free to play mid and pay to win level. We're going to lead it off with the free to play team 1, which is going to be our Bonnie damage over time team. We have Damon over here, he's going to be buffing up Bonnie. We also have Satrana and Siren all grouped up so that she can spread her magic sparks to them. The other advantage is if the enemy tries to go for Mihira or any way of disabling Satrana, Satrana will just walk right up to probably an enemy target here and then activate her sparks just delayed but still onto these targets. And we're running it with the Wingguard spell for that initial protection, kind of to ensure the team survives long enough to get off our damage, our debuffs and our damage over time, and then Igor is going to stall them out with the Phantomel buffing him up. That is a whole game plan. Pretty solid team and definitely a good option for if you have these heroes built on your account. Moving on to Team 2, we have the Freerin combo, Wilder Freerin, with Theodore boosting Freerin. We have Ravion here as well, and then we have Lily May. The map effect is going to provide additional protection to Freerin and Lily May, which are your two key carries. And we do have Freerin rearmost and Theodore frontmost with the Valor Shield spell, so they get the effect of that shield and those buffs that they're going to get. And we have Iron to take an enemy Lily May interruption or just crowd control them, which can also be useful grouping them all up for a free and ultimate. Pretty simple game plan here, and definitely if you've been playing for a while, you probably have these heroes Paragon upgraded, and that is so what we have for free to play Team 2. Now finally, Team 3 is going to be the Pandora Shmira team. Now the positioning is a little bit strange, but bear with me, I'm going to explain it. We have Callan for that protection. Most importantly, you want to protect your Pandora and Shmira, and we have Ludovic for that healing as well. We have the Vanguard spell because this is going to increase magical damage of the team, because our frontmost is actually Nero, so he's going to get more healing. He's a magical damage dealer. He's going to cause all of your magic damage to be amplified. And we have the Phantomel buffing up Nero, and Nero giving extra life to the Phantomel. Nero is mainly here to take an enemy Lily May interruption if needed. So if you've been playing AFK Journey for a while, you may have a lot of this team Paragon upgraded. That is why I wanted to definitely show it for the free-to-play options. So that is what we have for free-to-play. So let's go ahead and move on to the mid-level of teams. So for the mid teams, they're going to be very similar. Mid team 1 is actually just going to replace Siren for Nero. Apart from that, it's exactly the same. Nero can also spread the Satrana and Bonnie debuffs and also give a bonus life to Bonnie, or just take an enemy Lily May interruption. And that's why we're running him here. Also, we wanted to use Siren with Gwyneth, and that is why we did that. However, definitely we're going to talk about some replacement options, like, you know, in fact, you don't even need to run another Graveborn hero here. Some people, they have Dunlinger and they want to know which team they can run Dunlinger on. You can definitely run Dunlinger on a team like this. However, I would position in a way so that, you know, maybe Bonnie can get the ultimate. Like, that's probably what I would do. Blocking ultimates can be good for a damage over time team, definitely. But even if you don't have Dunlinger, the options are basically limitless. You can go for Shadewing for more raw damage over time. You can go for Ludovic for just some healing for your team comp, even up here. You could go basically for any leftover support option you have, and it can be decently effective, even things like Eevee. And the other thing as well is you can run Zoria rather than Igor if you want to. Like, if you have, you know, Zoria more upgraded, you can run Zoria. The thing is, though, what I've noticed is Igor has more damage, upfront damage, and also that HP recovery blocking early on, but Zoria has a stall factor going for her. But the problem is, if you're into an enemy stall team, they have healing, they basically are not going to be burstable by Zoria's damage. Zoria team is just going to lose, and then it's better usually to have Igor just for that more upfront damage and HP recovery block. But anyway, that's what we have for Team 1. Team 2 is going to be the Freerin combo with Himmel. Himmel will work even at Supreme Plus. It's still effective enough to actually be running him for PvP, because he's going to amplify Freerin and allow it to hit that much harder. We have the additional protection on the Celise and Freerin. We have the artifact onto Theodore and Freerin, and Theodore going to boost Celise so that if the enemy has Lily May, they're not going to be able to get your Freerin, and we have our Lily May of our own to interfere with the enemy's plan. That is our team 2. And finally, team 3 is a Gwyneth team. And actually, we're running with Ravion because we're using Lily May in the previous team. It frees up Ravion for this team. And Ravion will synergize better with the Gwyneth team because further attack buff and then unaffected to your rearmost allies, which will be Siren and Gwyneth here. They're already protected from the map effect. Lightbearer Phantom onto Gwyneth, Hugin buffing up Gwyneth. And then we also have Callan for more protection. That is a whole team comp that we have going on here. And Vanguard spell onto Ravion, who's a physical damager up front, so he's going to get some bonus healing, and Gwyneth is going to hit harder with the physical damage. So that's what we have here. However, definitely, if you wanted to go for Gunner, right, like if you have Gunner builds, Gunner will fit really well here. You can still run Ravion, but I would run it with Eevee as well. Eevee is going to be a very effective option. Now, it gets a little bit awkward, and probably what I would do is I always like to have the Vanguard spell onto Gunner, because for that sustain and that healing, I would probably just end up going for a position like this, even though it gives up the map protection onto Gwyneth. The thing is, you have Gunner to protect Gwyneth, but at the same time, you could also go for... You can definitely go for Ravion up front as a frontmost to get the benefit of the Vanguard spell. That should also be a fine option, definitely. So yeah, that's basically what I would have in mind if you wanted to run Gunner in a team like this. And Gunner will be an upgrade compared to Hugin, definitely. And that's what we have. So we're going to move on to pay-to-win teams. But before we do that, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment. And you can actually bookmark this link in your browser. And whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys all so much for your support. Okay guys, so here we have the pay-to-win team number 1. This is going to be Gunner Gwyneth with Dunlinger protection against ultimate comps. We have Vanguard spell proccing onto Gunner, which is important, and the Phantom is going to be buffing up your Gwyneth. We have the Dunlinger bell onto Gwyneth to increase just the haste and attack that it provides and allow her to cast ultimate. Although her ultimate is not as important, it's mainly for the stat buffs that we're doing this. And now, the reason a team like this is very effective, we have Siren to block an enemy artifact, we have Kulu, and she's on a hidden tile, which means until they attack into you, they don't even know they're dealing with the Kulu. And then also, the position of this map is going to cause Gunner to be on the actual enemy side of the map. And so a lot of enemies are going to run up or try to attack Gunner, but Gunner is going to be so tanky, especially with Vanguard spell and Dunlinger protection. Like, Gunner is not going to go down easily, and basically all of the rest of your team is going to be pretty safe. So that's what we have for our Team 1. It is a very effective Team 1. Definitely, Siren is a hero that you can consider replacing in a team like this. Some people prefer to go for something like Eevee, for example, because that can not only debuff enemies, but mainly is for more healing and more buffs for the Gwyneth. It is a totally fine option, but I like Siren a lot. Blocking the artifact is really impactful, and then some initial damage burst. That's what he's basically here for. So moving on to Team 2, it is going to be the Saida Contest Stall team. We're running it with the Alicet for the additional protection on a contest. We have the map effect for additional life on a contest and twins, which is really important. Basically, contest is not going to be dying anytime soon. We have Gerda jumping right up front and center for the team comp. The reason for this is it's going to give unaffected with her hot spring for the initial 5 seconds. That is going to allow your Saida or even twins are going to be in here to cast their ultimate even if they are silenced. This is the effect of basically Sulfura's silence cannot silence enemies who are unaffected. Unaffected basically is a trump card to all forms of debuffs. So that is why Gerda Hot Spring is really nice for that. And that's why we're running Gerda in all of these Saida contest teams, basically for that reason. But then on top of that, just the healing and, you know, the tankiness of Gerda and some crowd control. That is also going to allow your Saida to, you know, get her cycling going. Breakthrough spell for more cycling, although you can also go for the Wingguard spell if you want more protection. Wingguard spell is more defensive, Breakthrough spell is more offensive. It doesn't really matter which one you go for. Okay, so moving on to the final team, Team 3. We're gonna be running the Sulfura Ulna, of course. The best combo to basically be pairing up with Sulfura is Ulna. We're gonna have Sulfura frontmost. We're gonna have Freerun buffing up defensive magic of Freerun, so she's even of Sulfura, so that Sulfura's even tankier. And then we have additional protection onto Mihira and Freerun, and the Phantom are gonna be buffing up Freerun to get an ult off and also hit harder with that. But really the major damage here is going to be Sulfura. Sulfura's your win condition. Freerun is acting as a sub DPS, but also a debuffer because she's going to vitality debuff enemies with her Hellfire skill. That's important against bruiser teams, stall teams, and that's why it's really a good option. And then we have Athalia because we want to guarantee we trigger the frontline spell. Now, All Night's definitely going to walk up, Sylphira is going to walk up, and we have Mahira like grouping up everyone as far away from us as possible, which is also going to increase our chances of making it into the front line. However, Athalia seals the deal because she's going to dash at one of the enemy targets. That's going to instantly proc one of the frontline spell things, and that's basically why we're running it with the frontline spell, and also those initial buffs that it provides. So yeah, definitely there's a good team. I mean, yeah, there's not really much more to say here. The only one debatable thing is having Athalia being buffed up by Phantom rather than Freerun. That is one thing I was considering. Both, there are arguments for both, and also if you went for this positioning, you could even go for the Valley Shield spell rather than frontline if you wanted to. I still think frontline is the best option, but this is just an interesting thing to further like tank up your Sylphira and also tank and buff up your Freerun. But yeah, we're going to be running with the frontline, and we're going to be running it like this. So hopefully this is helpful and you're able to rank well in this Supreme Arena week. If there is any other team that you would like to share, you can copy and paste your formation ID and share it in the comment section. That is always interesting to see. Good luck with Supreme Arena this week. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment. And you can actually bookmark this link in your browser. And whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.